In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I signed my first 5 clients and how I got to that first 10k a month. If you're watching this video, you're probably some way in the AI space and you would probably understand by now that getting clients is not just as easy as reaching out to somebody and signing them as a client. There's a whole process behind it. There's so many different tools you can use. There's so many processes, cold emails, cold calls, showing up to a business in person. All of that I'm going to break it down in this video, so by the end of this video you will have an action plan that you can use to start taking towards signing that first 5 clients and getting you to 10k a month. Okay, so these are the 5 steps that we are going to follow in this video. Step 1, define a niche. Step 2, LinkedIn outreach. Step 3, cold email campaign. Step 4, discovery call framework. And step 5, asking for referrals. Now, the first step, defining a niche. Well, what does defining a niche mean? Defining a niche is basically the difference of you saying I can do everything for your business and boiling that down to saying I can do X, Y, and Z for your business to save you X amount of time and get you Y amount of clients. It's a very niche or particular solution that you're going to provide to businesses that they can decide then, okay, is this a problem that I have or is this not a problem that I have? For example, a niche type of business would be an AI automation business for busy real estate agents. Or it could be an AI Instagram DM agent for fitness coaches, or an AI customer service chatbot for local restaurants. You get the idea. A solution or a agency that is not niched is something like this, where they say, I am an AI solutions provider, or I am a digital automation service, or I can automate anything for real estate agents, or I can automate anything for roofers. It's not niche, it's not particular enough. What I've seen from everybody I've spoken to, people that I've been around, is nobody in this space has really succeeded with a broader agency or a not niched agency unless they have a massive amount of followers. In the case where they have a massive amount of followers, they're getting a lot of traffic to the point where they can just pick and choose who they want to work with. So obviously that is not niched. But when you're starting out, if you really want to be successful with this, you have to niche down. In some ways, it feels like you're leaving money on the table because you're thinking, well, I want to reach out to as many people as possible, and obviously that will give me the best chance of signing a client. But what you don't know yet is that is ruining your business. That's not going to get you a client because you have no particular way of telling them how you're going to do it. You're just saying, I can automate your business with AI. Okay, so now that we've defined a niche, you have to try and select a niche. So how are you going to decide which niche you're going to pick? Well, the best way to do it is going off something that you already know. So for example, if you're coming from a real estate background or you're coming from a personal trainer background, then maybe stick to that because you already know the problems that they face. You know, you've worked in that, you've had real life experience in that, so you know direct problems that they're facing and you can speak their language. If you don't have experience in any other industry, that's fine. That's the way I started. I had absolutely no experience and I chose the real estate niche. And it was due to multiple factors. 1, because I knew they had money to spend. 2, because I knew it was an admin heavy role. I knew there was going to be a lot of paperwork, a lot of emails back and forth. And how you're going to choose is obviously, if you have experience, choose one of them. If you don't have experience, then choose something that has a high likelihood of automation. Now, one thing to know is when you choose this is not the be all and end all. You can choose this, get your first 5 clients, then start broadening out and going broader and broader and broader. But for this, to get my first 5 clients, and if I was to give you the most important advice, is to niche down. That's the most important advice of this whole video. Although I'm going to show you how to get clients, that is the most important part of this video. So after we have selected a niche, we move on to step number 2. The reason this is directly after selecting a niche and that I have a step number 2 is because this takes absolutely no money or no capital on your end. Sending LinkedIn DMs is free, completely free, and you can send up to 50 a day. When you're starting out, you probably have a lot more time than capital, so you can send DMs that are highly and hyper personalized to that person, so it gives you a higher chance of them opening that DM. Again, we have content as well on this. I think LinkedIn content is by far gives you the highest amount of return on in terms of business owners reaching out to you. So I think LinkedIn content is up there with one of the highest priority things to do if you're looking to get your first 2 clients. But let's go over to LinkedIn and I will show you exactly what I would do if I was just starting out. So now that we're over here in my LinkedIn, I'm going to show you exactly what I would do if I was in your position to get my first client. Okay, so let's imagine in step number 1, you have chosen real estate agents, or you've chosen the real estate industry. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and I'm going to type in real estate agents, and I'm going to search that, and I'm going to change the location over here. If I click people, obviously we're looking for people, and I change over here the location, I'm going to change it to the United States. Now it's going to show me a bunch of results. Okay, so after you search up real estate agents, then I'm just going to go ahead and connect with a lot of these, because if I'm just starting out, I probably don't have a lot of connections. Now at the start, when I was doing this, I didn't know it at the time, but this was going to be one of the highest leverage things I could do for 2 reasons. The first reason being, after you connect with them, you can then message them. The second reason being, when I posted content for real estate agents, then all of my connections that I just connected with then saw that content. So they would then reach out to me, and maybe if I had messaged them before, they would feel a little bit more comfortable reaching out. If I hadn't messaged, they still reached out to me because they seen my content on their feed. So this is what you're going to do to start off. Come over here and just connect with a bunch of people. Okay, so after I've connected with a bunch of people, then after maybe a week or 2, I'll have enough people where I can start messaging them. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to come up here and I'm going to select first. So there's 3 stages over here in LinkedIn. The third means you're not connected with them and nobody you know or nobody you're friends with is connected with them. So that means a complete stranger. The second means you're not connected with them, but maybe somebody you're friends with or multiple people you're friends with is connected to them. And then the first one is people that you have connected with. Okay, so now that we can see all of the connections in first, I can now scroll down and I can find people that I can send messages to. So I'm going to pick somebody random, and how I'd reach out to this person is I would say, hi, Brandon, to his name. Then I would say something like, I like the way you, and then I would say XXX. And in here would go a personalized aspect to this message. So I'd go onto his page, I'd figure out something about him. Maybe if he's just done something recently and he posted it, I'd figure that out and I would include that in here. Then after that, I would go down here and I would say, by the way, I automate real estate content creation. Just wondering if you know anybody that would like this. Just wondering if you know anybody that would like this. We have a demo video if you are interested. Usually that's good enough to get a response. The reason why I said we have a demo video is because it gives him an easy way to respond. All he has to type is yes. If I had left that out, we have a demo video, then you can see it has, if you know anybody that would like this. So in order for him to respond, he probably has to type something out, and that just creates friction. We want to make this as frictionless as possible. So I would say something like, we have a demo video if you would like to see, or would you be opposed to me sending over a quick demo video? Okay, so now that we've done that, we kind of have a general gist on how to send a DM. I would send a bunch of these. I would send the maximum amount of these as I could do a day, which is probably around 50. I'd probably keep it around, if I was doing this on a daily basis and I wanted to do this consistently, I'd probably do 20 to 30 DMs every single day. And you are bound, I mean, you are definitely going to get a client if you do this consistently. There's no way, if you create a personalized aspect to a DM and send it with some sort of value, like I could send you a free demo video, or I can send you a personalized video or whatever. If you say that, you are guaranteed going to get a client. Okay, so now that we know how to do a DM, the second thing I would do over here in LinkedIn is I would also create content. If we come over to my page, you can see that the majority of the content on my page is real estate related. You can see here the hidden potential of QR codes for real estate business. You can see here we created a SaaS for a real estate agent. Some other stuff about AI to show people that I know what I'm talking about. We have more real estate videos, another real estate video, and just a bunch of AI being used in real estate. So I'm kind of introducing the idea to my followers or to anybody that watches the videos that we're the AI people for real estate. So I'm posting these little videos that they could see, probably get a little bit of value from, and then eventually they'll reach out to me. If you follow this strategy, you will, without a shadow of a doubt, get a client or two. No way you don't get a client from doing this. When I set this up and I started doing this consistently, I was getting 1 to 2 clients every single week consistently. Once I set up my plan, I'm going to post maybe 2 videos a week, 1 video a week, and I'm going to reach out to 10 to 15 people every single day. Getting 1 to 2 clients is the least you can imagine. Okay, so the third step is, after we've done all of our LinkedIn stuff, you can continue to do that. I would add this on top if you really want to start scaling, if you want to start getting into that 4 to 5 clients every single week. Then I would start doing this cold email campaign. And why we have Gmail and Apify is because I'm going to come over here to an app called Apify, or a software called Apify. And in this software, we can scrape a bunch of leads. So we can scrape their emails, we can scrape their LinkedIns, we can do a bunch of stuff like that. So I would come over here to the Apify store. We get $5 worth of free credits every single month, and that works out to be a couple thousand leads. So you get 1,000 leads, a specific industry that you're targeting, again, the one that you niche down to, and you can use them to send them emails. Obviously, you can send the emails manually, or you can use platforms and softwares like Instantly, which you have to pay a little bit for. But in this video, we're showing you all of the ones that don't take any money. So I'm going to show you the ones that you can do manually. So as I'm over here in the Apify store, I will then come over to this little icon where it says lead generation, and it will show me all of the lead generation scrapers. Depending on your industry, is kind of going to be dependent on which scraper you choose. For example, if you choose a niche like personal trainers, then I think the best scraper you could use would probably be the Instagram scraper. But if you chose an industry like real estate, then probably the LinkedIn scraper or the Facebook scraper. As you can see here, we have loads of LinkedIn scrapers. The LinkedIn scraper or the Facebook scraper would be best for you, because that's probably where real estate agents hang out. Let's say, for example, you wanted to do restaurants, then obviously Facebook is going to be the best place, or Facebook is going to be the best scraper to use, because that's where restaurant owners hang out. So choose a scraper based on the niche that you choose. So after we have selected, obviously, from our niche which scraper we're going to use LinkedIn because we're doing real estate agents. I'm going to go in here, I'm going to do a LinkedIn sales navigator, and I'm going to follow the instructions on this page. I have a video also posted somewhere on my page which shows you the full process of scraping leads. But you can see here it gives you a URL that all you have to put in is a URL of Sales Navigator. So if you have Sales Navigator, you'll get your leads up, put the URL in here, and press start. After you press start, then over here when the run is finished, you can see your runs over here. You will have a bunch of leads. So a list of leads, maybe if you wanted to scrape 1,000 or 2,000, you would put in here how many pages you want to scrape, and then it would scrape that amount of pages of leads. So you can scrape a bunch of leads. It will output their emails and their LinkedIn, and I will just go through them emails one by one, sending an email, kind of like the DM that we sent on LinkedIn, but a little more formal. And because when this outputs leads, it also outputs their LinkedIn. Before I send the email, I'll have a quick 10-15 second scroll through their LinkedIn, try and find something personalized, just so they know that my email isn't automated. When I find that, I'm going to come over, type an email, and send an email off to them saying, hey, notice you are doing X, Y, and Z. Oh, and by the way, we do this. Would you find it interesting? Do you mind if I send over a quick demo video? So that's our cold email way that takes absolutely no money. You don't have to spend anything. You can do this every single day. And after a week, couple of weeks, you're going to have, without a shadow of a doubt, again, clients reaching out to you for your service. Okay, so that's step number 3 done. Step number 4 is after we start getting leads in. So start getting leads from LinkedIn and we start getting leads from cold email. We're going to have to get them on call. So we're going to send them that message. Hey, do you mind if I send you over a video? We'll send over the video of them. Make sure the video is showcasing a decent build. So if you choose the real estate niche, then I would send over a video of an automation, like maybe a content poster or a content generator, or maybe an email agent, like one of the ones on my page where you can download free templates for. I would download that template, I would show them it working, and I would send that over to them. After we've sent that video over to them, then we have to get them on a discovery call, being the number one goal. So every email from there is an attempt to get them on a discovery call. We sent the video over, they responded back maybe positively or negatively. It doesn't matter. My goal is to get them on a discovery call, because that's when you can really answer all of their questions directly and try and close them as a client. So whatever video I've sent them, or whatever demo video I've sent them, maybe if it's let's say for example it's a content generator. I know it's probably not the best example, but let's say we've built them a content generator and they like the idea of it and they want to jump on a call. When they jump on the call, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out stuff about their business from their website. Maybe I might find if they posted properties or whatever. I'm going to find properties that they've posted, and when we jump on the call, I'm going to use the automation that I built and I'm going to use it on their properties so they can kind of get an idea of what it's going to look like when they are a client. So if I give them a real life example of this working on their properties, then they get a really good gist of how it works, how it's going to work for them, and then it's a lot easier to close them on the call because they can see something working. It doesn't have to be the most complex build. It doesn't have to be something that's completely out of your comfort zone. Just build something that you can show them and show them that it's going to save them, number one, a massive amount of money, and number two, it's going to save them time for maybe creating content, or an email agent, it's going to save them time answering emails, and so on. So the best thing I think I could give you for discovery calls is bring the automation with you onto the discovery call and give them a live demo of it working on their properties, or if you're working with personal trainers, giving them a live demo of it working on their Instagram account or whatever. Just giving them a live demo gives you a way higher likelihood of closing them. Now, one thing that you must follow when on a discovery call, obviously there's a bunch of rules like how to handle objections, all of that. We're not going to go through that in this video. There's hundreds of YouTube videos that you can watch that are better than me. But one thing I'm going to say is, in this AI space, when I started out, I first at the very start got bogged down in showing them all of the automations, showing them make.com, showing them voiceflow, all of this. Your client does not care in the slightest amount of all of the automations that is going on in the background, what platforms you're using, and what LLM you're using, unless you're working with an enterprise or a massive 1,000 plus employee company. They don't care what you're using. The main goal for them is that it works. Does it work? Does it do what you say it's going to do? If that's the case, then they don't care what's going on in the background. So when you jump on these calls and you're showing them the automation, don't bother showing them make.com, voiceflow, all of this stuff in the background. Just simply show them the product working. That's going to ease a lot of their stress and a lot of their worries about, is this going to work? Is this guy does this guy really know what he's doing and whatnot? Okay, so now that we kind of know what to do on discovery calls, which is show them the automation and then handle objections or create pricing or whatever, then the last thing is to ask for referrals. This has been massive for my agency. When we got to that kind of first 5k per month region, I never asked for a referral. As soon as we started asking for referrals, we basically turned one client into two every single time. Because if you do a good job for them and you ask them for a referral, the person that jumps on a call with you then after that they have referred, it makes the discovery call so much more easier because you have that proof. They know that you know what you're doing. So all you have to do is really show them the automation and tell them the pricing structure. From there, then it's just a chain effect. You ask them for a referral, they ask the next person to jump on a call with you, then you close that person and you ask them for a referral. So that's what you have to understand, is one client really isn't just one client. It isn't just one payment. One client, after a good job, will refer somebody else, that will hopefully refer somebody else, and that will hopefully refer somebody else, and it goes on and on and on. That's why you have to take every single client seriously, because they are not just one client. They're going to refer somebody that's going to refer somebody that's going to refer somebody else. When you jump on these discovery calls, after somebody has been referred to you, it makes the job at least 70-80% easier to close them. After you have referrals and you've followed all of these steps, there is no way you don't have at least 10k per month. I think these are the most effective ways that you can follow. If you want to learn more about this, kind of the nitty gritty and the more detailed aspect of this, jump in the first link in the description in my community. It's completely free. We do free calls, all of the stuff like that, where you can learn and you can kind of get more into this AI automation space in a serious way. So jump in the first link in the description and we'll speak more over there.